Glad to see so many members from our community out here to stand with our trans and gender non-conforming siblings. The federal government that is being installed by that orange guy is trampling on the rights of trans people in 1,000 different ways all over this country. They have just removed any reference to transgender people, any reference to queer people from the website of this national monument. Shame! Shame! The Stonewall uprising was begun by all of our communities. It was begun by trans women, by gender non-conforming women, by trans men, by gay men, by lesbians, bisexual men, by all of our communities. And we will not let the hatred and bigotry of that guy and Project 2025 erase us, erase our history, and erase our existence. We will not stand for it. And now I would like to call up someone who is an extraordinary heroine, whichever way you want to say it, in our community. You can say shero too, I guess. Assemblymember Deborah Blake.
Our community did not have representation in the state legislature until I was elected a mere 35 years ago. So we have been in this fight a long time, but we have been pushed back before. I want to make it clear, every time this administration has a crisis, like they have now in the Department of Justice, they are going to distract and foment anger and hatred against us. And we are not having it. We are going to stand up and fight back at every turn. Woo! We understand that divide and conquer has been the entire modus operandi of this cult that has unfortunately won a narrow victory. They want to make it sound like it was an overwhelming victory. It was not. It was a narrow victory. And half the country does not support a culture of cruelty and hatred. We are not going to allow any part of our community to be erased. Because if we don't speak up now, it will be someone else. And so together, united against hatred and cruelty, we will, as we have always done, we will be victorious.
Yes.
I applaud everyone who has, in a moment's notice, shown up today. But that is what we're going to have to do every week, every day, throughout this really crazy, it's being clean now, crazy administration. They attack us, and half the members of the cabinet are sexual predators.
That's right.
So let's be clear about who they are and what they're about. We are here to stand against hate, and we always will be. Thank you.
Thank you.
When trans lives are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When trans lives are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
And what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
I'd like to now bring up Tabitha Gonzalez, who is with the New York City Commission on Human Rights. She is an award-winning international trans activist. Please give it up for Tabitha Gonzalez.
Woo!
So, I really don't have a lot to say, so I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Normally I'm out here screaming and yelling, but I'm just as mad as you are. You can't hear me? So you want my righteous indignation? That's what you're saying? Yes. Well, I'm not. I'm angry, but I'm kind of soft-spoken. So I noticed that a lot of you do not know who I am, and that's fine because I like to work behind the scenes, right? I've been doing this work now for a long, long time. I've been here before. The very same park that we are all standing in, I ran through here as a youth, feeling safe off of the work and the contributions that my ancestors had did before me. In the name of Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera. So we stand here on sacred ground. You understand this? So for me, when they talk about dehumanizing and erasing us, we won't be erased. You know, we think that our history is found on the website or in the textbook. It is not. Our histories are in our bellies and in our hearts. I learned my history under the elbow of my grandmother while she was stirring cake batter in the kitchen. It is our time to tell our stories authentically and in a way that we are encompassing all identities. And as we speak about identities, I want you to understand this, right? Our different beliefs, our different religions, our different identities should not fuel hate. It should cause us to celebrate each other. It should not fuel hate. Human rights are not ranked. I'm going to repeat that. Human rights are not ranked, but afforded to everyone. By virtue of someone's humanity. This move to erase us, I have trans kids. They're going to know their history. I charge our siblings, our LGBT siblings, where's your righteous indignation? We need you to stand in the gap for us now as we did for you many, many, many years ago.
That's right.
I am so excited for this moment. And you may figure out, why is she excited? I'm excited because I believe in the power of trans power. I believe in our trans.
Yes.
I am going to continue to stand in solidarity with the lives that were lost and the lives that are still here today. So what you can do is continue to amplify our voices, continue to share our stories, continue to stand in resistance against this fascist regime that is leveraged against us. We will not be erased until any trans member or trans kid under the sound of my voice. If you can't hear me before, hear me now. You are loved.
Yes.
You are valued.
You are valued.
And your life matters.
Your life matters.
Repeat after me. Trans people's lives, we are loved.
We are loved.
We are valued.
We are valued.
And our lives matter.
Our lives matter.
Trans lives matter.
Trans lives matter.
Trans people won't be erased.
Trans people won't be erased.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, the other way. Turn it around.
Turn around.
There we go. Perfect. Right there. That's perfect. Yes, please be careful.
They will not erase us. 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 Next, I would like to bring up someone. Next, I'd like to bring up someone who has been an extraordinary advocate for our communities. The city council member for this district right here, my city council member, and the person whose text message to me is what got all of this started to make this happen today. Please welcome Council Member Eric Botcher.
First of all, I want to thank Jay Walker and all the activists who pulled this rally together on short notice. I want to thank Stephen Love Menendez and all the activists who are the caretakers for this monument year-round. And I also want to make a note that the rangers, the National Park Service rangers and the administrators for this park from the National Park Service are not responsible for what has happened. And we should thank them for their caretaking of this monument. We are here to send a message to Donald Trump. We will not let you erase the existence of our trans siblings.
That's right.
Yes.
We will not let you cleave our community apart and divide us. We are one community. And now is the time for gays and lesbians and cisgendered members of our community to stand up against what is happening.
Absolutely.
It has been said that they're having a few good weeks, these people, okay? It's been a good couple of weeks for them. They're going on a rampage. But what they've got to know, and if they don't know it yet, is that we will win, because we always win in the end. We always win over time. We have been here before. We've been here again and again throughout the decades. And look at what we've been able to achieve for our community. Yeah, we've got a long way to go, especially for our trans siblings, especially trans women of color, and those who've been left out of the progress that we've made. But our fight is going to continue, and when we fight, we always win, and that's what's going to happen, and we will not stop fighting until we have full equality in every corner of this country and across the globe, in every corner of every country, until we see full equality for everyone in our community, the transgender members of our community, the gender non-conforming members of our community. Right here where we're standing, the birthplace of the modern LGBTQ civil rights movement was sparked. And that would not have happened without transgender and gender non-conforming New Yorkers.
That's right.
So what are we going to do today?
Fight
when they're
back.
under attack?
Stand up, fight back.
When trans people are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
I have the privilege of introducing someone without whom this monument would not exist. Think back to the Obama administration, the final years of the Obama administration, when the idea of this monument came together. It just didn't happen easily. It took a lot of activism by the activists here, but it also took leadership in the government level. It took leadership in Washington, and the captain of that effort in the halls of Congress was Jerry Nadler.
Yeah.
Please welcome a champion for
I
our
can't talk right now. You
community,
gotta call me back.
Congressman Gerald Nadler.
Thank you, Eric. We stand here today at the Stonewall National Monument, a place that honors the bravery, resilience, and defiance of a community that refused to be erased. It's a place that reminds us of past struggles and the ongoing fight for equality. And yet, here we are again, fighting against the hostile administration that seeks to erase the transgender from history and to deny their very existence. Let me be clear. The Trump administration's work to, quote, restore biological truth to the federal government, close quote, is total bullshit. He is pandering to the lowest of his base and using the transgender community to fearmonger and fuel Republicans' culture wars. The removal of references to transgender people from federal websites and even from this monument's history is an act of deliberate erasure. It's an attack on the truth. It's an attack on the transgender community, and it's an attack on the very values of justice and equality that we as a nation claim to uphold. When I worked with the Obama administration to establish the Stonewall National Monument, I fought to ensure that the history of LGBTQ plus resistance, trans resistance, would be told for generations to come. We fought so that no future administration could simply rewrite history to fit their agenda of exclusion and discrimination. And yet they are trying. But let me tell you something. We will not let them. We will not go back. The LGBTQ plus community will not be erased. And if we all remain united, we will persevere.
Thank you, Congressman Nadler.
When trans lives are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! When trans lives are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! All right, I would like to now call up someone who I've had the privilege of organizing with over the last couple of years, a wonderful trans gentleman, Reverend Eunice Coldman of Trans Saints and Rivers of Living.
Good afternoon. I am so glad to be here. I'm here to represent clergy. We are clergy. Clergy are trans people. I am a proud, black, trans masculine pastor and reverend. Don't think that we don't love you. We love you. Clergy loves you. That's very important for you to understand. I have something that I wrote because the Lenten season is coming up. Easter is coming up and they think we don't have nothing to do with that. Guess what? They lying, like they lie about everything else, okay? So the tomb is empty. We are no longer there. We are no longer who they say we are. We are no longer who they thought we were. We are no longer them. The tomb is empty. The tomb is empty. If you can't find us, just ask community. They'll tell you where we are. We're right here. Yeah. The tomb is empty. We have folded up our other old selves and folded it very neatly in the tomb and left it there. We are who we say we are. The tomb is empty. Yeah. The tomb is empty. They've been trying to erase us since biblical times. Okay? And guess what? This has not ever been successful. Yes. We are still here. So under our collective God of all of our understanding, we say, you cannot erase us. Yes. Right. Jesus loved us, Buddha loved us, everybody loves us, and we love ourselves. Yes. You can attack, we're going to attack back, right? Yep. With righteous indignation.
Amen.
We are who we say we are. If you don't like it, the tomb is still empty.
Thank you, Reverend Eunice. The attacks on the transgender community are not limited to what's going on right now in Washington, D.C. In our own city right here, we have had to fight our government to stand up for our trans siblings. Next up, I would like to introduce someone who has been a leader in that fight for equity for trans people. Someone who authored the bill that stopped the NYPD from arresting trans women for walking while trans. My state senator, Brad Hoylman.
Thank you, friends. State Senator Brad Hoylman Siegel, proud to represent the west side of Manhattan from the historic Stonewall Inn. We all know, birthplace of the contemporary LGBTQ human rights movement, all the way up to West 103rd, or as I like to say, from the gay bars to Zay bars. And boy, it is a tough time for our community today. It is a tough time for transgender New Yorkers. It is a tough time for the parents of transgender children. And let's be real, it is a tough time for transgender kids because they are seeing today play out on television screens and splashed across social media the hatred and vitriol directed at them for no apparent reason other than to make them as scapegoats for every problem in the United States of America, and that is wrong.
Shame! 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 Shame!
Well, we in New York are not going to let them get away with it. Am I right about that?
Yes!
We have stood with our trans siblings every step of the way in New York State. We have passed the Gender Expression Non-Discrimination Act. We have banned the trans homophobic defense in criminal law. We have made it possible for trans family members and parents and physicians to use New York State as a safe haven to seek gender-affirming care. That is all very important. We stand by each and every one of those laws today.
Yes!
But friends, we need to go one step further. We need to ensure that the participation, that the historic contributions of trans people in our history, queer history, New York City history, American history, is preserved. And what we've seen from the White House is an attempt to erase an entire population.
Right.
It is cultural erasure that we cannot stand for. So, in Albany, we need to pass our legislation demanding an LGBTQ and transgender history curriculum for New York State students.
Yes!
It is the only way we can fight back is to ensure that our kids understand and that can only happen through education. So let's fight in Albany. Let's do what we can here in the city. Let's fight back and make sure transgender history remains American history. Thank you very much.
Thank you!
Thank you, Senator Brad Hoylman Siegel. Next, I'd like to call up someone who is a wonderful leader in our community, Dr. Carla Smith, the CEO of the LGBT Center right here in New York City.
As mentioned, my name is Dr. Carla Smith. I am here as the CEO of the LGBT Center here in the Village. And as Tabitha says, we've been standing in the gap for the last 40 years, and the Center will continue to do that. I'm so proud to be part of a community that is resilient, that stands in solidarity, and will continue to do that in response to the ongoing intentional attempts to divide, silence, and erase us. The Center has over 100 staff representing the beautiful rainbow of our community, including transgender identified individuals, making sure that our services and doors are open for every person who needs it. We are united as a community. You will not succeed, as you have heard, in telling us we don't exist. Our history exists with our trans siblings having led the way for years. That cannot be erased. I will also say that attempts to dehumanize us, to dehumanize members of our community in such a direct and cruel way is violence. It is violence. It is unacceptable violence. Giving a permission to others to commit violence against our community. We will not stand for that. We've made too many gains to go back in the closet.
Right.
We are here and we are going to remain here, and the Center will continue to maintain a digital archive of our history for all to see, no matter what. Stonewallforever.org. Let me say it again. Stonewallforever.org is a digital archive of our history for all to see. It is an accurate account of the contributions all members of our community to this movement, including and especially transgender people.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Stonewall forever.
Stonewall forever. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Smith. No LGB without the T.
No LGB without the T.
No LGB
Without the T.
No
LGB without the T.
LGB without the T.
All right, next I'd like to call up Angelica Christina, a powerful trans activist, actor, model, and board member of the Stonewall Inn Gives Back Initiative.
Thank you all so much for being here today in solidarity of the trans and queer community. The National Park Service should be ashamed of themselves for their decision to remove trans from their website. And now, they've now also removed the Q. Shame on them.
Shame.
Trans people have always been at the forefront and on the front lines of the LGBTQIA+ rights movement, and we rarely get the credit or recognition for our work. We would not have the rights we have today that the insidious Trump administration are trying to eliminate. These rights would not exist without trans trailblazers, most notably Black and Latin trans pioneers like Sylvia Rivera, Marsha P. Johnson, Miss Megan Whitman Grace Street. Witnessing the National Park Service's decision to remove trans people and queer people is erasure of LGBTQIA+ history and American history. What we're seeing play out in real time by this evil administration is an attempted gendercide of trans folks. They're barring us access from public restrooms and sports, disallowing us to change our gender markers on you. Gender affirming care.
Shame.
Shame. And now some states are moving to deny trans adults gender affirming care through Medicaid, life-saving gender affirming care. We're criminalizing trans folks for existing and decriminalizing the actual criminals, like 34-time convicted felons.
Arrest Trump.
His 1,500 insurrectionists. Lock him up. Lock him up.
Lock him up.
Lock him up. Lock him up. Lock him up. Lock him up. Lock him up. Lock him up.
We demand the National Park Service to restore their website to include us. Because let me be very clear, trans people exist. We are not going anywhere. Trans lives matter. We will continue to fight for our rights and for the space we deserve. My message to cis folks out there in America is to stop jumping on this hate train, this distraction that Donald Trump and his sycophants are capitalizing off of. Because when they come for us in the light of day, it's only a matter of time before they come for you in the night.
That's right. That's right.
And again, let me be quite clear. Trans folks will not go quietly into the night. We will not cower, nor will we surrender to hatred and bigotry. We will persevere. The resiliency of our transcestors remains in the universe, and we will fight not just for them, but for all of us. The silence from Democrats, our elected officials meant to serve the people has been deafening. Silence is complicity.
Silence is death.
Silence? Silence is death.
We will not be silent.
We will not be silenced. We will not go back. We need our elected officials to speak up now more than ever and stand with us in these frightening times. We need them to get off their asses and do their job.
That's right.
Trans Americans, non-binary Americans, intersex Americans are Americans, and we demand our rights, our freedoms, and the space to be recognized for our authentic selves. They cannot and will not erase us. To the Republicans and the MAGA cult, we do not give you power or authority over us. We reclaim the power you've historically tried to strip from us. We've seen this before. When Christopher Columbus and the Spaniards first colonized this native land and murdered two-spirit people. When Adolf Hitler and his Nazi scum broke into the Institute of Sexology and burned books detailing trans existence. We've seen these enemies many times before, but guess what? We're still here and we're not going anywhere.
Yes!
To my community, to the trans, non-binary, and intersex folks out there, to our youth, I see you. I love you. You are loved.
We love you.
You have a community of people here that love you and see you for exactly who you are, that acknowledge your existence. You are not alone. Trans, non-binary, and
But as you can see, I'm trans. Woo! And I'm not going anywhere. Trump is doing what Hitler did in Nazi Germany.
That's right.
I served in Germany, Wallflicken, Germany. And while I was there, we went to Dachau, Germany, to a concentration camp. I saw the mass graves. I saw the showers. I saw the bunk beds. The Holocaust is fucking real. And now the Holocaust is trying to repeat itself with the transgender community. They are targeting us the way they targeted Jews and black people and gypsies in Nazi Germany. But Jews were the #1 targets of the Holocaust, and we know that. And now transgender people are the #1 targets of this Christo-fascist regime in Washington.
That's right.
They walk around with crosses on whenever they speak, his press secretary. And I don't know if that's a threat or not, but they're neo-Nazi, Christo-fascist regime in Washington.
That's right.
Their ideology comes from Project 2025.
That's right.
They have us out for genocide. They want us to be killed like they killed the Jews in Nazi Germany.
That's right.
This is this city.
No way!
Please welcome Lorelei Crean.
My name is Lorelei Crean. I'm a trans kid, and I'm missing school right now to be here.
You go! That's right!
Because why am I studying for a future where I have no rights and my existence is not legally recognized? The government is trying to erase my existence. On his first day in office, Trump declared that there are only 2 genders and removed the option of the X gender marker on government documents. I already have an X gender marker on my government documents. The government identifies me as neither male or female, but Donald Trump says there is only male and female. So in the eyes of the government, I no longer legally exist.
Fuck them!
You know how insane that is to say that I no longer legally exist?
You exist!
Yeah.
We love you!
We see you! And now they're trying to further erase the existence of trans people by removing the T from LGBT.
No! No! We stand together!
But they will not erase us, because trans people have always existed. We will continue to exist, no matter what this administration throws at us. Because we know who we are. I, as a child, know who I am. Woo!
That's right! Who protects us?
We protect us!
Who protects us?
We protect us!
Who protects us?
We protect us!
I want to give one more shout out and give flowers to our trans legends who are here.
Right.
Angelica, Tabitha, Tanya, all the people I met. I also want to once again bring into this space a little over a week anniversary of our dear Cecilia Gentili. I want to bring her. Before Trump took office, a good few of us at Gender Liberation Movement moved into outside of Speaker Johnson's house when he tried to implement an anti-trans bathroom bill. 15 of us got arrested in civil disobedience on December 5th. We knocked on so many doors of our Democratic electeds, and not one of them joined us.
Shame! Fuck the Democrats!
Shame! 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 And while we were doing that, right after the election, there were